jammed into one album.
I'll put it on the list.
But now I'm cool. I didn't make it, babe. Playing by the rules. I come up hard, babe. But now I'm fine. I'm taking trouble, sugar. Moving down the line. I come up hard, but that's okay. Trouble man, don't get in my way. I come up hard, babe. I've been for real, babe.
All right, folks. Black Pill Friday. Happy Black Pill Friday. What's up? And as always, before we get started, if there's any complaints,
I'm done. I'm done with life. And it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
and if you're here, that means
What's up, boss? You believe that? You hold on. Oh no. Do you believe in that? Huh? Oh no. Ah! Oh no. Come on. Do you believe?
okay. All right. Here we go. Let's see who's in the house today. Okay, first up, Fast Attack. What's going on? You had me dying on the Roger Report. Okay. I was serious though. Autistic Male, what's going on? Mr. Shug to you. Buliri, what's up? You seen what I sent you via Twitter? Oh yeah, Pink Cocky Surf. Oh yeah. Samuel Isaacs, what's going on? Yeah, Stray Cats in the building. Jita, you did not get a chance to sip on the black coffee late this morning before you jumped on the Roger and just told the whole truth, nothing but the truth. No, I was already up, man. I just tired of hearing it, man. People taking Tyler Perry out of context. He's telling the truth. People just taking it wrong. Love this thumbnail. Love this channel. Love this Black Manosphere. And there's an apple for the teacher. Thank you, Toya. Jeffrey, what's going on? What's going on, Eddie? Hit the like buttons. Laveris, what's going on? I have some questions. Okay, that's what we're here for. Trail, what's going on? Jay Cooper, what's going on? And Bad Black Gamer, what's going on? Cafe, it's bueno. What's going on? All right, Jizzle, what's going on? Black Pill, what's happening? Hermes, what's going on? Trouble Man, what up? Real Visionary, what's going on? Shannon, what's up? David, what's going on? Michael, what's happening? Adric, what's happening? Henderson, what's happening? What's going on, Scorpion? Designan, what's going on? David, what's happening? American black men are on the rise. We hopefully so. Shannon, what's going on? Say good evening, Master Teacher. Thank you for the time making this happen. Love the AMAs. I hit the like button on the way in. Thank you, sir. That's what for all everything you need to know, all in one album. Everything you need to know about the Black Manosphere, all in one book. That's Dr. T's book. For all you women listening, if you want to understand the Black Manosphere in a short form and you can't get it from a video because you're in your feelings, get the book. If you get that book, no matter what form it's in, it'll give you it'll give you at least 80% of what the Black Manosphere is all about in one book. It's free for Friday. Do you believe? Said you won't be crying after you find out what she did in that clip. Okay. I don't know what that means. Marshan was good. Silent Warrior was good. Pharaoh was good. Lavo was good. What's up, BGS? What's good, gents? Do you think Collar can beat the Oregons tomorrow? I don't think so, but if they do win, oh my goodness. Oh, the white men went at the job, want them to lose. They can't wait. This is going to be a tough role for them to beat them because these are BCS quality opponents. The thing is, he's already, as far as Coach Prime, he's already won. Okay, he's already proved everybody wrong just by the first 3 games. So what happens here on out is it doesn't matter because they know he can compete. The thing is, you don't want to get blown out by Oregon. Get blown about Oregon, that might change something. But the thing is, if you compete well, win or lose. Okay, there's no shame in that. If you win, the hype train just picks up steam. Fernando, Chance, Chef Mike, what's good? Ghost, what's going on? Deep View Land, what's going on? Gigi, what up? Okay, all right, Gigi. Fast Attack. Yeah, BGS blitzed it this morning. Yeah, man, I just had to just jump in, man, because we keep going back and forth trying to do battle with this. The gender war is fine, okay? This boys against the girls shit is fine, all right? I get it. But at some point, you got to start looking at the structure that you're under, okay? And not what's happening, but why things are happening. We don't do enough of that. So, baby, you just have a question. Do certain zodiac signs have better capabilities of understanding their inner psyche, such as animals? Because I'm a Cancer. Cancers are good from the inner side, is because you're probably more in touch with your feelings. Okay. Cancers are mostly empaths, but then again, do you have enough logic to go along with it to understand it? You can get in touch with it, but getting in touch with it, you're always in touch with it. So that's the whole thing. But can you separate it out? Can you find out what it is? Can you speak to it? Can you communicate with your inner feelings? That's the issue. So, but everybody has that ability. There's no one person or one sign that has any advantage over the other. There's certain aspects that, because of your personality, you have more advantages over the other. But thing is, yeah, but there's also deficits and disadvantages that you'll have because of your personality. So it balances each other out. And so, your Cancer is your sun sign. It depends on what your moon is, what your mask is, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, but the thing is, trying to what Jung wanted to do was actually what he called individuate, so you can separate it out and actually see what the components are, so you can actually combine them all together and understand what each parts do. So when you individuate, what you're trying to do is separate out the your masculine from your feminine, or vice versa, and look at it and treat it as different separate components, so you can recombine them and understand them. In an environment that was from the cradle built upon the degradation of black men by white folks and our own women, how is it do we still have hope? Because you're still alive. And plus, all systems change over time. So just because it's built doesn't mean it won't be torn down, because what they built was actually on the destruction of something else. So good afternoon. What is it? A Split Gym 56. Okay. You guys with these names. Cool Gamer, what's going on? James, what's up? Salty Balls, what's up, man? Salty Balls, what's happening? Salty Balls, No, you gotta don't you if you have a wrench, Salty, don't put your details. I think you have a wrench. Go ahead and pimp your channel. I think you have a wrench. Okay. If you got a wrench, pimp your channel. G Star, what's up? Trail. Bo Johnson, proud to be a sim. What's up, proud? G Star. When you can start asking questions, that's what the AMA is about. A buff may lose, but may a buff lose, but may cover. The thing is, if they're competitive, that's what you want to see. Because it's all about the hype right now. Nobody expected them to win a game this season. We'll see. We'll see. The thing is, it's kind of hard to doubt the dude, man, because anything could happen. Because I didn't think he would beat TCU, but he did. Ever heard that Egypt and the pyramids and the Sphinx were much older than we think? Yeah, I have heard that. That the accident cataclysm may have destroyed a civilization 12,000 years ago. Humanity has forgot. I have heard that. I've heard that the Sphinx is probably more like 30,000 years old, according to some people. You know, the number of free resources I got for being a WDU student is worth more than tuition I paid. It's like I paid for the resources and got a computer science degree for free. Okay, all right. MU. If they're watching, BJ Lloyd says he's watching the game tomorrow. Fear porn. Ducks are favored by 21, and that's the hardest place in college football to play. Well, it used to be until Coach Prime came. Jimmy HTV, what's going on? AB Media, what's happening? James, what's going on? Black men have already won the gender war. I think we have. Black Lion, what's going on? Prime will really start to kill it when 5 stars start to go to Colorado en masse. I think so. I think so. As long as he can keep up what he's doing. LXT, what's going on? Do you know if Snowman is going to cover the Colorado Oregon game? I enjoyed his commentary. I don't know. Ask him. He will if you ask him. Ohio State winning it all? Okay. Probably so. I'm not, when I used to bet on football, I followed it like a fiend, but I don't follow it anymore. As a cancer and I'm more in touch with other feelings than my own. Uh, well, yeah, you're an empath, but you're probably blocking your feelings off. Kirk Franklin's mother and auntie or are diabolic. No, they're just black women. That is very common with black women, believe it or not. What they did is very common to black women. That's where I got sign language from. I got a Cancer moon. I got a Cancer moon too. Yep. Cancer moon is probably more important than the Cancer sun sign. Because you're in touch. Your Cancer moon is in touch with your feelings, and well, the Cancer is you draw people to you because you like I say you're an empath. Leo is the best. Well, no, there is no best. With the Feds putting the pause on interest rates, had the people in charge finally decided to throw away the parachutes on the USA economy. There are no parachutes. No, there's no place to go. Especially with what's happened over the past couple of years, there's no place to go. There's no place for them to go. I'm a Taurus. Okay, yeah. Tauruses are cool sometimes. Tauruses are actually easy to figure out. If you understand a Taurus, whatever your Taurus is, and the Taurus likes you, they're actually easier to get along with, believe it or not. Eidos have towns, cities, municipalities that our ancestors created in 1800s. I would like to see at least one of them become world-renowned city. How can our people build those areas up? It's called Atlanta. Y'all all want to move to Atlanta and make it a 5-star town? You could. It's called Atlanta. Everybody shouting out their signs. All right, everybody, hit the likes. This show's for you. Hit the likes. I don't think Colorado can beat Oregon, but Deion might get Warren Sapp. I think he already signed up. I think it was Warren Sapp. I think he's already there. I got an 88 on test Tuesday. An Asian student asked me how I study. Amazing. They want every advantage they can. Dave Chow, what's up, man? More work of God. Yeah, that's true. What's up, Ray? 7th Project, what's going on? Where y'all been, man? Okay, Ray Pippin his channel. All right, looking for questions. Okay. Well, I would say Atlanta would be if you want to build it up, the best spot to build up a black town. Okay, where you have a black mayors and all that other kind of stuff. You know, if you can get the women in line, it's probably Atlanta. That's where I would start. If you want to build a black town and build your black Wall Street, it should be Atlanta. You had to get the ratchets in shape, though. Did you hear about the UK's second biggest city declaring bankruptcy? Same problems as the US. Any thoughts? Yeah, it's called what's going on with the Ukraine, man. You spent all the money. You already had problems, uh, and then you're screwing with the money, you know, and you separating the what is it, the infrastructure, not the infrastructure, but the global supply chain and all that kind of stuff. So all your rates and interest rates and all that kind of stuff went up. Okay, you're already having problems after COVID. So it is what it is. So the inflation is, everybody's going to get hit with inflation. I don't care where you are. So that's what happens when the wars start. Sphinx was built around the age of Leo. Yeah, I think it was. I do believe it was. Between Leo and Virgo. So more likely Virgo. I'm waiting on your black pill. And I can't. Okay, come on the panel for that. I definitely will come on your black pill. Okay, I don't know what that means. What's going on, Xander? Cassius Clay, what's up? I might put something on a bet for Colorado against Nike University. Oh, yeah, maybe. Man, Vegas is taking a bath this year over Colorado because they can't gauge them right. I think the pyramids, the entire Gaza Plateau, kind of look like an ancient electrical plant that exploded at some point. Actually, not. You can see the precursors of the pyramids down in the Sudan. In fact, there's pyramids all over the planet. So they carry that knowledge all over the planet. In fact, your Mayan pyramids were built in what 1380, something like that. Is it 1280, something like that? But the knowledge has been excavated all over the planet. My thoughts on simulation theory. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. I think I have an idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I've heard that before. There's no way to prove it. Kemet is great, but Dogon is the shit. Not really. Kemet is the cradle of civilization. The Dogons didn't come till after, you know, the Kemet. It said, be it Dion being a Leo, Libra Moon, can you speak on whose leadership capabilities translated to the reference to being underappreciated? He's a Leo, but the thing is, you can tell he's a Leo because he's flashy, and that's fine. But you got other people that, leadership qualities, they do it different ways. So, um, for for him to be a leader is probably harder because he's an individual. So it's harder it's harder for him to actually tone that down and bring people in. Because most Leos are pretty individualist and they're pretty me. But the thing is, he's adapted his quality, his flashy quality to actually bring people together. Normally that doesn't happen with Leos. This is exactly why they don't want black coaches, because the folks are rooting for Coach Prime. They're rooting for Coach Prime because he's famous. What about Aries? I don't know about Aries. What about Aries as far as what? Have you seen them fake we love and adore being? Oh, well, hey, they got to put it out there. And they got to put it out there because they have to make that turn, man. They got to make that turn. Because you're correct, there is no best since we are beyond that. So I agree. There is no best. They're all equal. They all have different qualities. What do you think of the UAD celebrity targeted strikes? We'll see. We'll see what happens if it works. If you got to do is feed a tourist. No, well, not really. Tourists is notoriously easy to figure out. The thing is that ki- people like change, and tourists don't like change. So, and trying to get them to do something else is difficult. Okay, so if you're happy with that, they're fine. BGS, I'm a Sag. And I've been dating female Sages for the last 4 months. Never dated a Sag before. Good girl, but damn Sagittarius females are know-it-all. Yeah, they are. So yeah, that's like you. So how do you like dating yourself? All the trash moving to Atlanta now. Well. The thing is, you have to recycle the trash. What are you doing? What are you doing to attract the talent? Okay, what is Atlanta doing to attract the talent? They're not doing anything. You have very famous black colleges. Okay, you got Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech should be a hub, just like uh, just like uh, uh, yeah, University of Texas is a hub for Austin, right? It should be a technical hub. Okay, you have all these black colleges. Okay, that are famous. They should be hubs. Okay, you should invest in. It should make those tech hubs, males and females. Okay, to attract the technical talent in. You guys aren't doing it. That's what happens when you're female led. Think about entertainment first. Said Tyler Perry told no lies. Word on Atlanta. Okay, yeah, yeah. If you want people to come in, it's a technical hub. Okay, make it a technical hub. What are your thoughts on a Virgo man? For what I understand, we're thinkers. Virgo men are thinkers. Virgo men. The attraction about Virgo men is you guys are chilled. Okay, you guys are chill. You guys are easygoing. You're easy to get along with. So Virgos, and you're stable. Virgos are like Taurus's light. but they're very flexible. They're very easygoing. They're very easy to get along with, and that's the qualities if you have a Virgo man. So I'm 2 hours away from Atlanta. It's cool to visit. I don't want to live there. You could turn it around. Austin was not that, to live there was not that great a town. It's a college town. It wasn't that great to live there. It's mostly black poor folks. And what do? They transform the whole town. You got the stuff to transfer Atlanta. Atlanta could be a cool town to visit. But the thing is, uh, what do you want to do with it? Cancer, Sun, Aries, Rising, Scorpio. When my girls are opposite. Okay, we're not gonna do this today. Okay, we're not gonna make this Miss Cleo hour because if you want that, you got to come to the. You got to do this on Patreon because I don't have time to do all that today. Okay, I'll give you. If you're Cancer, Sun, that means you're empath. Aries rising. That means that people think that you're Aries rising. Hold on a second, y'all. Okay. So if your girls are opposite Cancer, Scorpio moon, okay, well, you guys are a match then. You guys are a match. What would you do in your first act is Mirror of Wakanda? I'd start trying to make Georgia Tech a tech hub. Okay, and the same thing is the same thing. I'd emphasize tech, especially at my male college. Okay, and my female college. They're right next to each other. I would start emphasizing technological learning, engineering, programming, all that kind of crap. I tone down on the soft shit. Okay, I'd push the strippers outside of town. Okay, I'd get rid of Atlanta is known as the stripper town because of athletes, because of the strip bars, and because of the whatchamacallit, because of the Freaknik. Okay, that's what you're known for, and that's the image they have of Atlanta. It's a loose black town where you go to party and you go to fuck, right? Push that shit outside into the suburbs. Make Atlanta a tech hub. Bring in technical talent, right? So if instead of the black kids going to MIT or wherever they go to learn the program, I'd be pushing that, right? I'd start instead of strippers. If they want to go to strippers, they'd be outside. The thing is, look what Austin did. They started with what is it? South by Southwest, okay, which is the entertainment for techies, and they started the tech trade shows, right? Bring those in. Bring those people in. Bring those people from all over the world, right? Um, bring those kind of folks in. Bring them into Georgia Tech. Bring them into I forget what when the Morehouse and places like that, and make it a tech hub. Bring in the people that you want to see. Stop being female and thinking about entertainment. Entertainment's fine. Uh, make it a tech hub. Yeah, you have to get the ratchets out first. Atlanta is the right place. We've been in Atlanta for 1,000 years. It's a critical location. Yeah. Boots on the ground, training, inspect, delivering classes there. There's an influx of clean energy, tons of newcomers. I have to train them up. Okay. Black people got New Orleans, Birmingham, Baton Rouge, Atlanta, Memphis. They can build a. If you want, the thing is, if Atlanta is the place, okay. Memphis is one place, but Atlanta is the place. If I was going to start someplace, New Orleans is one too small, too swampy, and New Orleans New Orleans is nowhere near where it needs to be. Atlanta, if you want to start a place, Atlanta's the place. It's got the infrastructure. It's on the coast. It's already got one of the biggest airports on the planet. Start there. When are you gonna talk about the rent? Who? What is that? Allow if you don't want to drop it on it, I'll get it. I don't. What are you talking about? Ren. What is Ren? I have no idea what that is. Any thoughts on Ukraine? Yeah, what that is behind the wall, sir. Well, that's constant. It's called a war. And then the so-called black intelligentsia running interference on their behalf. Okay. Problem with the strags, the hood ration. They're gonna have to clean that up. Okay. They're gonna have to clean that up because that's what you're known for. If you want to be known for hood rats and strags and strippers, that's fine. But you got to clean that up. Paying for her rent, paying for her trips, diamonds on neck. How about the thought of blacks remigrating to select cities and states to increase the Senate seats? Does not do any good if you don't have no fucking jobs for them to go to or infrastructure for them to go to. People don't move for Senate seats, okay? People don't move to vote. People move because they can eat, okay? If you can't do that, they're not going to move. You can't get rid of the races and protect them, they're not going to move, okay? How come I don't go down south, okay? Infrastructure and racism, okay? You got to handle that first. If you can't handle that, they're not going to move. I've heard ta- I've heard you talk about debt jubilee and to rectify issues of the current global financial system. What would that look like, and how would something like that be implemented? Yeah, first you got to get a UBI. You have to get people on the UBI, Universal Basic Income, because once you hit the reset button, everything's going to be wiped out. You got to start from scratch. And and a reboot, nobody knows how long it will take because it's never been done before. So, but if you don't want people tearing shit down, you're gonna have to make sure they can eat. Okay, it's the only way to do it. They don't even know how to do it. I'm in Birmingham, and I can tell you that the whites are taking it back. Okay, well, there's only so many of them. There's only so much they can take back because they don't have enough of them. Have you ever searched zodiacal astrology or Vedic astrology? And, a little bit, but not enough to even talk about it. Okay. The reason I talk about the basic astrology is because I tie it to Jungian psychology, and that's where it's tied to. So even my teacher, he knew about it, but the thing is, you got to get it good at something. So you got to get good at a system. If you're good at it, then you use your system according to the rules of the system. Once you start going outside to Vedic or you go to sidereal, then guess what? You have to work within that system, and their rules are the rules for them differ than the rules that f- for Egyptian or Western astrology. The original astrology is Western, so how do we break the cycle of BW bad behavior if they come back because of winter? How do we prevent them from breaking bad again? You cannot. They have to make a decision. And I don't think they can be changed personally. Atlanta would have a golden age right now if not for those people I mentioned. I find it more to be accurate than Western. And well, it may be so. Okay, but the thing is, most people don't use Western psychology properly. I find Western psychology to be extremely accurate. I use it all the time. But if it's your system, then and you find it to be more accurate, then you should teach it. The first two Colorado games, you could have bet the farm and won big. You probably could have. Really, the first three, if you had gone the other way. Silk to Sonic, Dr. Thunder. Facts. What are some good books of reading mid-fight theology? Um, the starter book is always Churchward's book, the Origin and Evolution of Religion. That's the first one I recommend. Then Book of the Dead by Wallace Budge, and then Ancient Egypt, Light of the World. There's another one. Um, what is it? Uh, Stolen Legacy is another one. There's a bunch of them. There is no one book. The odds for those games were horrible, especially for the money line. Yeah, they didn't know how to evaluate Colorado, so Vegas probably took a bath on them. The Egyptians the Egyptians actually didn't flee to West Africa after the invasion. Basically, the Egyptians spread out from the Nile all the way over, okay, all over the Sahel, right? And the Egyptians and the West Africans got cut off when the Sahara started to expand. So as the Sahara expanded, it separated Egypt from the rest from the West. Egypt started to become desert, so it was unlivable. So they couldn't come back. So it's actually when the weather started to change. It had nothing to do with the invasions. In fact, the invasions happened because of the weather change. Can we all agree the AD and BC calendar is a few thousand years off? Nope. It's not. It's not off. Okay. It's just when you start marking time. Time is time, and where you mark it is where you mark it. Okay. Wherever you make the separations, where you make the separation. Time is just time. Okay. You can adjust it one way or the other. It doesn't matter. Wherever some people cut it off at, where you accept the calendar at zero at, it's where you accept the calendar. Time is time. Can you explain the fifth dimension in layman's terms? Uh, if there is a fifth dimension, okay. If there is a fifth dimension, well, the fifth dimension is supposed to be outside of time and distance itself, which there is no proof of. There's no proof of. If the fifth dimension does exist, that would mean that the universe, as we understand it, is a solid block, and all points are all connected. And any energy or it could be transferred from one side of the to the other um, in rapid succession. Okay, so if there is a fifth dimension, which there is no proof of, that's probably what it would be. Read the pyramids across Africa like original models, rough drafts. Giza Plateau was a vast improvement. Yeah, that is what is said. It depends on who you believe. In fact, there was a story about a South African civilization that was 200,000 years old. And that story came and went and disappeared. Okay, but they discovered some ruins in down in the lower Nile in South Africa, near South Africa, that was roughly 200,000 years old when they dated the stones. I would argue I would argue the reason he's so good at it is because he puts his ego aside and channels into his team, therefore making them shine. Okay. BGS is the goat in this on this chat. Dogon Plain People Migration, if you will, the Dogon creation story. If you like the Dogon creation story, guess what? The Dogon creation story doesn't match up with archaeology, right? Okay, if you accept the archaeology, accept it, the science, okay, then Dogon is too far over from the Nile Valley, where Lucy in the original people, human beings actually emerged. Okay, it's too far over because the Rift Valley is where the human beings were said to have emerged. and Dogon is all the way on the other side of the whatchamacallit. And there are no ruins to prove that the Dogon people are first. Okay, the simulation is that black physicists that studies that Dinka says there's nothing about this, but it says they resemble computer programs. Okay. Possibly. Yeah, it could be. We don't know. We don't know. All right, what's up, Stormcrow? Several of my families moved there. They're struggling, but they won't leave. Okay. Some are. Okay. As a tourist, I can somewhat agree. Okay. I definitely missed out on the HBU experience, but I wouldn't trade my experience. Okay, she's talking. Okay. Deion Sanders has his moon in Virgo. It's really okay. Terrible. Okay. Sidereal. Okay. It doesn't mean much to me. Okay. Every system should work according to the system. If you use the system according to its rules, it should work. Okay. Not saying that it doesn't, but I don't think one is superior over the other. But the thing is, Western or Egyptian astrology is the oldest. Okay, because sidereal does not. But the thing is, it's just the angle, right? But the thing is, the original symbols are, that across the equator are that, right? So the Western astrology, which is Egyptian astrology, is the oldest form. Everything else comes after that. I'm a Sag. My wife is Aries. Damn, this shit makes too much sense. Okay. How do you get down from an elephant? You don't get down from an elephant. You jump. Well, normally the elephants are taught to kneel. You get down from a Oregon duck, cuts prime, plucking feathers. You get it. All right. Ohio State is a hub for Columbus, Ohio. Yes, it is. Ohio State is also a hub for that part of um, for Ohio. It is a hub. It is a tech hub. Emory CDC is a health hub, or at least it should be. It well, it's not a hub, but it's a facility. Yeah, hub is when a lot of things start growing around it. But the thing is, guess what's in well, it is a hub for health because the CDC in Atlanta is there. Also for conspiracy. But the thing is that if you want Black Atlanta to grow, that's what you're going to have to do, because you do have the CDC and other kinds of stuff. So biotech and all that kind of stuff should be there. Does your colleges exploit that? Whatever you have, you should exploit it. Okay, it should bring people in. Atlanta's not doing a very good job, by promoting ratchets and strippers. It's not the way to do it. What are four books you were talking about? I'd have to go back and look at it. There's two. It's called "The Richer Sex" and the End of Men. It's the two, and there's a couple more. I can't remember what's your name's book. I'd have to look it up. The problem with Atlanta is Black people don't consolidate networks where they have power. We got an entire county's school system in Metro Atlanta ran by Black folks. Should be no, it shouldn't be. You know, anytime you have a gynocracy, that happens because the gynocracy does not like promoting males. It doesn't, and that's the problem. Tape Wars brothers going soft. They should have if they don't want to go to jail. They have to go soft. They don't have a problem. They have to. I knew he would. Okay, he's not a messianic figure. Okay, he is not willing to die for his cause. So I knew they cave in. Here's some money. Here's some freedom. Here's a little fame. Just tone it down. So why can't they seem to get Chicago back on the right track? That's a good question. But one, they have to. One, they probably have to clean all the drugs out of Chicago. Okay, Chicago is a hub for drugs up there, up in the northwest. Okay, the north central. Okay, it's a hub. So you have to clean all the drugs and all the knuckleheads that sell drugs out of there and push them someplace else. LA had to do that. They had to clean all that shit up to get, they had crack and all that kind of stuff. So they basically came in, they moved the ratchets out by giving them Section 8 and all that kind of stuff outside the city. Okay. Once that was done, the knuckleheads had to follow. Then they came in and when they just reformed the whole city. So that's what you got to do. But you got to get the knuckleheads out first. But evidently, it's like Baltimore. It's like Baltimore, man. They don't want to get it out because they don't want that kind of stuff to spread elsewhere. So they like to keep it in Chicago. Virgo is a sign of Hermes. I'm a Sag. Did a few Sag couldn't get along with them outside of sex. Yeah, well, there can only be one, right? When it comes down to be a boss, right? Is there a difference from May Gemini or June one? There might be a little bit. I've heard that. I haven't noticed a difference. Yeah, and we talented Virgos. Well, that's true. The Virgos do have talent. Well, all signs have talents, just different ones. My church keeps preaching one man, one woman, one lifetime, but nobody here is monogamous. Not even my mother and father. Nope, they're not. And basically, just the black culture is as Gigi calls it, polyandrous. Okay, they don't believe in. They believe in serial monogamy, as women call it. So once black folks get into positions of leadership, they will wall themselves out from recruiting talent. Instead, they hire stupid relatives. That is partially true. I can't disagree with that. I cannot disagree with that. So let's see what else is going on. New Orleans can be a tech hub. I don't think so. It doesn't have enough infrastructure to be a tech hub. They want New Orleans to be an entertainment hub. They trying to turn New Orleans into Las Vegas. That's what they're trying to do. New Orleans is a little too small to be a tech hub. Oh, it's okay. What should we be doing with our money right now to protect it the best we can? And while the interest rates and bonds are up, invest in bonds, and CDs. While you got interest rates going higher, okay, because everything else is going to be in flux. Unless you really get gutsy and you're gonna short the banks. If you're gutsy, I would emphasize tech at Morehouse. Yep, I would. Tech and biotech because you got a CDC there. So yeah, I would. Okay. But that's where I would start. Basically, Atlanta was they basically gentrified Atlanta, okay, for the most part, or tried to. But they put all this infrastructure into Atlanta. You got defense contractors. You got all this tech surrounding Atlanta. Okay, it should be a tech hub. Should be a tech hub. Basically, Atlanta should be Silicon Valley of the South. Okay, what instead of it should have been that before Austin. Slutty Vegan Magic City. Yeah. Okay. I'll check it out later. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Okay. When you bring people in, that's gonna happen. But if you want to build if you want to build Black Wall Street, that's where it is. Okay. The thing is, you didn't train your people to move up with the influx. I mean, they started in '93. They knew it was coming. Okay, when they started when Newt Gingrich uh, started shipping defense industry from California to the Atlanta area, right? Y'all knew it was coming. How come you guys didn't get on the train, start training your kids? Bring the people you want to see. True. I love when South by Southwest hits Austin. I have to use my blast in my 20. Yep. I saw them in '98 when they started doing that shit, and you guys were way ahead of that. But Atlanta didn't. Y'all didn't do anything with it. And Atlanta, what's the image of Atlanta? The CDC is one, and basically it's ratchets, right? Ratchets and strippers. That's what's known. It's known for its airports. It's known for its ratchets. It's known for its strippers. That's what it's known for. Atlanta's not black like that anymore. Well, that's not what you guys tell me. Right, and Chicago on the right track. Uh, Chicago, the track is right so far. Is what it is. Georgia Tech should be hosted tech competitions K through 12. Yep, pulling up geniuses, but we got nitwits and that's true. But that's where I would start. Okay, if you think Memphis, you want to start in Memphis, it's gonna take way more time and way more infrastructure. I would start in Atlanta. But Atlanta is considered to be the black mecca of the South. Okay, the black mecca of the United States. Really, it is what it is. What are y'all gonna do? What about Charlotte? Charlotte is a banking center, and Charlotte is not black, from last I heard. Yeah, the only problem with New Orleans is because New Orleans will flood, and New Orleans is below sea level. So, all right, and we're almost at an hour. I'm giving HBCUs a side eye after Jackson State. Are there any that aren't gynocratic, male or female? I don't think so. Okay, got to remember, the gynocracy is not just female. Okay, gynocracy is also male because we're socialized to be that way. And the same thing that happened at Jackson State happened in churches and all kinds of stuff. So that's why I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that he left. Let's see. Do you consider the Fed's pause as a baby cut, or do you think they hike will hike any more this year? It's hard to tell, but thing is, it depends. It depends on how the dollar is doing. Depends. It's actually a very it's actually a very uh, tenuous thing between the banks and the between the banks and the whatchamacallit, the banks and the dollar. They have to defend the banks to defend the dollar, and the rise they had to defend the dollar. So we'll have to see. I said Chicago is in the throes of a gentrification war, possibly. MS Delta, what's going on? And my whole year, 20 years of following politics, I keep seeing the same thing. Black folks never learn from other black folks. Each one think they're different than the last one in power. That is true. Or they pretend to be. I find your ren is a I find your ren is a term meaning you came back, you would look for your name, you left on the walls. Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. I know what you're talking about. Okay. The manager title means they don't have to work anymore. They feel like they're superior. That's true. A popular like 45 minutes from the Research Triangle. North Carolina built a highway from his town to Raleigh. You know, the houses went up. Farmers selling their land to developers. Yeah, well, that happens. Atlanta has a jail and an airport. Trust me, I know. Okay. Yes, the South needs the infrastructure to get rid of the white racism. Yet whites afraid development will help black even if it helps them too. Yeah, well, the thing is that they are as a group they're dying out, so they can't keep their numbers up. So they have to do something. Either they have to import Latinos, which they're doing, or they're going to have to die out. What do you think about black men abandoning their U.S. citizenship to live and marry in a country that are more cooperative women? Also, where's the best for such a move? Okay, depending on what your expertise is and what your desires are. Thailand, I would say Brazil, kind of. I would say Central America. Um, I would say in Africa, Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, if you want to be safe. Um, it depends on what your level of expertise and what you're comfortable with. There's lots of places, and they're developing all the time. It just depends on what you want. But but Latin America is probably easiest. That's the expat too, because it's close and plus they're more friendly. Um, Culturally, Africa is probably better. It just depends on what you want. Should the Jets get a good quarterback or ride it out with Zach Wilson? um, I haven't even watched him enough to even know. I have never asked, but why did you become a Gnostic? I had two women pregnant at the same time. That's why I became a Gnostic. As B just states, the environment changes the women, nothing else. Yeah, you can see it. Metu Netter. Yeah. All right. Book of the Dead has great information. Oh, you should. Swati de Lubick. Yeah, if you want to learn forms, Temple of Man. That's another good one. There's lots of them. Do you believe in modern monetary theory? From what I've heard of it, no. I will probably do a behind the wall this Sunday since I didn't do it last Sunday. When will your super chat be active? Maybe next month. pro trial got ticketed by campus police in Oregon before the game. I just heard this. Yeah, well, it happens. He can pay it. The sad part about Kurt Franklin's story is that the father died thinking he was a no good ninja. Shaking my head. Hey, that's what happens. Well, since my son is in Gemini, it matches. Okay, you can't apply the Western psychology approach because your system does not match with Western psychology. Use Western and Egyptian and in Jewish mysticism, which uses what the Western or the Egyptian um, astrology forms. So you couldn't. What's up, Charles? I was reading books like 1984, The 48 Laws of Power, The Art of War, Central Intelligence of the Corruption has great information too. It does. The best book would be first conspiracy book would be secrets the secrets of the Federal Reserve. Okay, by Eustace Mullins. That's the grandfather of all conspiracy books. Okay, read that one first, and then work your way out. I say read that one. Read Quigley's Tragedy and Hope. Um, there's a bunch of others, but yeah, if you read those two first, a lot of this stuff will start to make sense. Do you think the human race was created by an Anunnaki combining DNA of primates of Earth and their own DNA to mankind? I've heard it. Do I believe it? No. The fourth dimension is time. 1, 2, 3. The fourth dimension is time. Because the 1, 2, 3 time is the fourth dimension, okay? Because you advance in time. So from moment to moment, okay? That's the fourth dimension. So they said the Godhead is outside of time. He sees it as a block. He's in the fourth dimension. If you're in the fourth dimension, you can see time. You see time in a wave. Just like what is it? Look at Loki. Loki talks about the fourth dimension all the time. That's what the series Loki is all about. Is about the fourth dimension and how they actually jump time in segments. That's the fourth dimension. I don't know why we arguing about astrology. Okay, that's why I didn't want to start it, especially about one system versus the other. If you believe in it, you believe in it. You're not going to convince me. Okay, I'm not. It's hard enough to do one system well for me. Okay, I'm not trying. I'm not an expert at it. Because when I took astrology class, you had people that talked about Vedic, talk about sidereal, talk about this, that, and third. But the thing is, okay, the way I learned it, the most effective method for me, the way I teach it, is Western. So, trying to convince me to look at something else, I'll look at it. But the thing is, I'm just scratching the surface of this system, much less somebody else. But the original system, and the reason why my teacher used it, the reason I use it, is it because it's the original one. Can Scorpios be good leaders? Sure. Scorpios actually attract people. Scorpios are people person. So Scorpios can be good leaders because um, if they can avoid the negatives, because Scorpios want to party. Uh, if they can avoid their negatives, Scorpios can because they're people persons. Okay, it's harder for like a Taurus to be a good leader because they're not people persons. Is it better for the oppressed minority like the U.S. ADOS to be individualistic, liberal, cultural, or authoritarian culture? oppressed minority, be authoritarian. You can't be authoritarian in a liberal system. Okay, if you're authoritarian, you're probably not ADOS. And ADOS people don't do well underneath an authoritarian system. Why? Because you're not trained under it. You're trained under a liberal system. It's not going to work for you. Yeah, yeah. Space and time are the first four. Most scientists think humans are much older than previous thought, and many civilizations have come and gone. Yeah, yeah. People think that, but things we don't know. We have no clue because we can't find the ruins. What is it about you guys in Papoose and Remy Ma? What is about you what you guys Papoose and Remy Ma? I don't get it. I appreciate you, Lion. All right. Okay, we are time for last questions. We just when I say ADBC office because of Egypt, I might be wrong. It doesn't matter. What system do you accept? It doesn't matter if you're going to want to go back to the Egyptian system and use that as a time reference, you're going to be out of sync with everybody else. What is the accepted time reference? Okay, everybody all over the planet uses it. Is synced to AD. Okay, the Roman time. That's what they're synced to. If you go to some Chinese have a different could have a completely different time system, right? So do the Mayans, right? But everybody is globally economically you're synced to the AD system, to the Roman system. Okay, you can use any time or time marker that you want, but you're gonna be out of sync with everybody else. I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say where the bricks will become the next the dollar's got a ways to go. Okay, the dollar system is too old, it's too entrenched, it's not going to go away anytime soon. The thing is it has peaked out in my opinion, your dollar system is going to be with you for a very long time. And the BRICS has to establish a system, a trusted system before they actually become a reserve currency. It took the dollar a long time before it did. All right. Let me thank some people and then we're going to get out of here. Gregory, thank you. MS Delta, appreciate you. Salty Balls, thank you. Marshawn, thank you. Anybody else? I think that's it. I think that's all. Okay. That is about all. And congratulations to Dr. Thunder for becoming full professor. Okay, I think Dr. T is on your heels. So if we can get a couple more in, okay, that will be a feather in my cap. You think Uncle Sam might start giving 92 women incentives to marry lower ranking women as a way to encourage them, a new way to organize people and a new social contract? Nope, they've already incentivized them. The thing is they can't incentivize them anymore. Okay, either they either they uh, either they do what they're supposed to do by taking on the position that they're supposed to take, or they're going to start what Uncle Sam's probably going to do is start taking things away. If you can't do what you're supposed to do by being in those positions, you're gonna get them taken away. So they're probably gonna be the other way, start taking things away from them and actually promoting men, because it doesn't work. Even the feminists are not crying about stuff being taken away. It could be a hub. Huntsville, it could be a hub, but doesn't have enough infrastructure to be the same kind of hub that Atlanta would be. You can't. Huntsville and Atlanta are two different animals. Okay, two different animals. I think Huntsville is at best 20,000 people, where Metro Atlanta is what 4 to 5 million people. Two different animals. I'm not sure. I know where. It depends. Okay, they'll work it out. For two probably. Um, I'm looking for the Loki. Loki's going to be out to see what happens. Okay, I liked Loki from a couple years ago. Um, what is it? What's the other one? What is the other one? There's a couple. There's a couple. I can't think of them at the offhand, but I know I was thinking that Loki was one. Um, I got a question. How come astrology gets a bad name, or why do people bash it? Most because they don't understand it. That's why. And it's not built in what they call hard science. Astrology is not a hard science. That's why. But psychology doesn't get a bad rap, even though it's not a hard science either. Yeah, my sister lives outside Atlanta. She said Atlanta has embraced trash culture. They got to get rid of that. They have to get rid of that that branding that they put on themselves. Freaknik was fun, but Freaknik put a bad brand on Atlanta. It really did. And they actually and the strip clubs put a bad brand on Atlanta. They made money. They made money, but thing is, put a bad brand on them. In other words, Atlanta embraced whole culture. All right, you guys, chill out. Facts. Gynocratic administration does not like promoting males, even if the community benefits. Rule in heaven better than serve. Yeah, that's the issue that I have with the black female um, leadership. They like to suppress the males. Okay. And well, that's a white man's problem. How come units of time don't exist after the word millennium? Is it because the West doesn't want folks to think that because you're using English, sir. You're using English. Try a different language. Go to Asia, see what they say. You're using English. Chicago will be 10 cities, so I don't think that's going to happen. Well, that's going to happen. That happened under Biden. I think when he first got in 2021. All righty. All right, folks. I'm getting ready to clock out of here. I think Gigi's gonna start something up, and then we'll have to do this again next time. Okay. I said can't get to everybody. Oh, it's High Scholar. Pimp your channel, High Scholar. Say getting my life back together, get back on. Okay, cool. For you guys, man, I know it's tough. I know it's tough. Probably they were supposed to be symbols of black love for who? Papoose and Remy. Anyhow, man. Anyhow, you Negroes. I'm out here. I don't know enough about Papoose. Dr. T's in the house. I don't know about Papoose and Remy to even talk about it, man. You know, hip hop is not my game. Okay. All right, you too. Okay. That's High Scholars. Our another resident PhD in the house actually deals with the plight of boys in the school system. So check him out. Please hit his link and give him a sub. I'm gonna try to either feature one of his videos on the channel or do a reaction to one of his videos. Okay, I'm gonna try to do that. May do that tomorrow, but we'll see. I like to get my PhD's bootstrapping. He's actually invested in the plight of young boys. So um, and what he has said about the school system as far as about the mothering and that kind of stuff is spot on to what we've been talking about for the last 4 or 5 years. So he's actually on the ground. He's verified this. So Anyhow, just like yeah, I actually got to do that video on my Black Pill Gnostic channel about Kirk Franklin and the mother, the difference between the father and the mother denying the DNA test, which is quite common. People think it's not common. Black women have, if you've heard, it's seen TikToks and stuff like that. Black women always throw back the DNA test and say that it's not right because they know better. So that's not unusual. So what she has done and what she said is very common, especially in the Black community, especially in the South. Very common, very common. But anyhow, man, I got to jump up and get out of here. I don't think there's anybody else to thank. I don't think so. No, Christopher is the last one. Gregory and Christopher is the last one. But anyhow, no, it's not that unusual. Anyhow, y'all, I'm out of here. Check out for Gigi. He's going to be doing something, I think, on neoliberal. Gigi's actually going to be doing something very interesting. I don't know if he's going to do it today, but talking about the neoliberalism and the housing and banking crash of 2008, man. What happened? Why that happened? And what did neoliberalism have to do with it? Very interesting take. Extremely interesting take. If you've seen the movie Margin Call and The Big Short, okay, that's the academic explanation of what happened and what caused it. So anyhow, y'all, I'm out of here. Peace.